Wow, so you can tell this is an emergency, guys. I'm coming to you from the car. It's been a while since I brought you guys a video from the car. Doug Pederson's out, guys. That's what the reports are saying, at least. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the reports are saying. They seem true to me. What a change of events, guys. Let's talk about this. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. Oh, man, I didn't see this coming, per se. I mean, I kind of had a hunch that this was going to get ugly, but you could tell that Jeffrey Lurie is just not happy. There's a lot of thoughts I have here about this situation. To begin with, I got to support Jeffrey Lurie on saying that Press Taylor has a bad idea of Doug to come up and suggest that. I mean, when you know the guy's looking for change, what you're basically asking for is there to be no change. The only dominant change is you want to have more say. You want to have a more powerful voice. Like, you had to know that wasn't going to go over so well. On the other hand, I do understand where Doug's coming from, which is I don't have any personnel power. The only power I got is coaching, and I can't even pick my coaches. I kind of get where some of you guys are going to come from, which is like, hey, to a certain extent, don't you got to let a guy kind of just go out on his sword, go down with his sword? If that's the guy he wants, let him pick him. It's on him when it doesn't work. I get all sides of this argument. I really do. But, not a happy way to end this, man. It's kind of crazy to think about this. The first coach to bring us a championship in Philadelphia is out after just 5 seasons. Only 5 seasons of coaching here. I mean, 2017 feels like so long ago, but it really wasn't. I don't know, guys. I mean, trying to elevate Press Taylor is a bad idea, man. It was just a really bad feel by Doug for where the organization was on this. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you guys think about this, guys. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see where this goes. Internal candidates. There's only really one internal candidate, in my opinion, and that's I'm kidding. That's Duce Staley. Duce Staley is the only internal candidate. Look, I'll give you some positives and negatives here about Duce. Positives. He knows the players, right? We have no cap room. We're going to be fighting to create cap space. We'll get there, and we'll create some cap space. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to be fighting for that. And you got one quarterback that you have several $1 million invested in that's likely not going anywhere. And you got a second quarterback who you just spent a second-round pick on. It might behoove you to get a guy in here that maybe doesn't want their own quarterback on top of all this in the draft. Maybe get a guy that's familiar with the guys you have in-house. And I think that's where, the real selling point is to Duce Staley, that he knows these guys, okay? You probably don't need as much being shaken up on the roster if you bring in a Duce Staley as your head coach. And look, the downside to Duce Staley is he doesn't really have experience calling plays. He's designed plays, though. Him and Stoutland kind of design our running game. So he sets the running back rotation. Like, he's already been your, kind of associate head coach, if you will, or assistant head coach, or assistant to the head coach, however crap you wanted to call that stuff he was. But, I mean, I think Duce should at least get, not just an interview, because that's just an insult. Duce should get more than just an interview. He should get serious consideration, right? I'm not saying that's the guy you have to go with, but I'm saying he deserves, like, a just shot, like a real interview with real questions, with really considering him for the position, giving his status with this organization for so long. In terms of bridging the gap of what I would do with a guy like Duce Staley, you can get a play caller. You can go get established play callers. You know what I mean? Like, you can go get a guy that's got experience doing that, right? I mean, Duce has never really designed or called passing plays, so you probably want a guy that's a little bit more dominant in the passing game and developing the passing game. Maybe you can look for a Mike Kafka. I know that I'd be a little careful with suggesting Kansas City guys because of the way that this worked out with Doug. I'm pretty sure he does have connection with all those guys down there in Kansas City, and they might be a little reluctant to come to Philly after seeing all this, even though Andy Reid is there in Kansas City. I would suggest that they might be a little hesitant. But Kafka, we could offer him, like, hey, you might end up with play calling duties here, and you're dang sure going to be the only person with influence over the passing game. So Kafka can make some sense as an OC to Duce. You have to go find your quarterback coach, guys. I would go to the college ranks. There's a million guys I can give you, and I'll do videos on all this stuff, guys. As a matter of fact, I had a video planned out for you. I was going to give you an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach that I thought would fit Doug's scheme. I did a lot of research and a lot of work on that topic, and then they kind of kabashed me, man, with this news. I mean, completely wasted like 20 hours of research. You know, I'd gone through the league and found guys that run systems. Matt Canada's system. Matt Canada is the quarterback coach currently of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's coached at Maryland. He's coached at NC State. He's coached all over the place, guys. He's been OC, a quarterback coach. He is a quarterback guy. He's definitely... The only bad part about Matt Canada is he's kind of an a-hole. He's not a friendly guy. He's definitely an a-hole. And, like, he does get himself run out of places because people just can't get along with him. But he's a really good coach, if I'm going to be honest. He would not have been a pushover in the quarterback room. He would not be a pushover as an offensive coordinator. And I did suggest him more so for an offensive coordinator because I doubt he's going to leave one quarterback room to come to another. You know, you probably have to give him a promotion there. So that, you know, I was thinking about Matt Canada because his system is just like Doug's, man. He runs outside and inside zone plays. He loves running RPOs. He loves building off of play action. There was a lot of similarities here, guys. The big difference with Matt Canada, though, is that Matt Canada believes in speeding up the quarterback, which you could see from Ben Roethlisberger, right? He doesn't want his quarterback sitting back there all day holding the ball. That's why he runs pretty much the same exact scheme that Doug does, minus a few wrinkles, with the element of being a guy who likes his quarterbacks to process fast. I thought he would have made a lot of sense here. The other guy that I was really thinking of is Gleason, who's currently at Rutgers. He's the offensive coordinator at Rutgers that they just hired recently. Gleason may not be a very popular pick or a sexy pick, guys. As a quarterback coach, he's a young guy, too. He's in early 30s, like 34, early to mid 30s. But I can tell you this, guys, he's a good coach. He also believes in that Matt Canada system, so his system is very similar to Doug Pederson, and he's another big proponent of getting the ball to the quarterback's hands fast. You know, those two guys would have made sense in Doug's scheme. I'm going to be honest with you. They would have made a lot of sense. But that's gone. So I'm going to have to come up with a whole new candidate list for you guys. But this video, like I said, guys, you know, let's give real consideration this time to Duce Staley, okay? I'm not saying he has to be your hire, but I would like this guy to have a real opportunity and chance to actually really interview, right? Not just a Rooney rule. Not just because you have to bring a minority candidate in to interview. I mean an actual opportunity. Because I actually think Duce Staley is an incredibly good coach. He's a guy who has familiarity with all these players, okay? Yes, we're going to have to find guys that can call plays for him. But I got some favorites coming up, guys. I mean, we're going to have to do some head coaching videos. So I'll give you some candidates along with some of these guys I'll lump together for head coach and OC and quarterback coach because I think they'll be kind of package deals. But we'll see. I mean, we'll have to see what goes on here, guys. This was a little surprising to me. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's not a complete surprise. You could kind of tell from the momentum and things that were going on that this was a very likely scenario here. But if you had told me at the beginning of the year this would be the outcome, I'd have been like, nah, man, like you're overreacting. Well, no, you wouldn't have been overreacting. You would have hit the nail on the head. Tell me what you think, guys. What do you think about Doug being let go? Where do you fall down on this? Do you think Jeffrey Lurie is interfering too much? Or do you think that he's being forced to by circumstance? I mean, what a turn of events, guys. I don't even know what to say other than what a turn of events, guys. I really wish that some of these situations had been different. But it is what it is, guys. And I'll cover it every way that I can as we keep coming up and we're going through this, guys. I'll come up with all the head coaching candidates. I'll probably do a video tomorrow starting on some of the head coaching candidates. I'll probably do one of my big ones. You can consider today a head coaching candidate one, really. I kind of laid out the pros and cons of Duce Staley for you. I do believe that Duce deserves consideration, guys. I'm not saying he needs to be your guy, but I think he needs an honest opportunity, an honest interview. No bullcrapping him. Like, he needs to be honestly considered for this position. I like Duce a lot, man. Duce has been a loyal guy, guys. I mean, this little bit of a platform that I got that I'm very grateful for, and I'm thankful that you guys actually watch these things. Like, hey, I want to put my support behind Duce Staley because I do like Duce Staley a lot. And I want to make sure his name gets out there and it's being heard. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here. See you on the next video.